Hi guys, it's Ron by Ron with Leeds, and we're going through very difficult times at the moment, and so we are doing some isolation interviews for FSOA, and this is ours. We have a couple of questions to answer, and here's the very first one. How has life changed for you since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic? It's very difficult and very, very different from normal times right now. I work at home. I cannot visit my friends or my family. I have not many possibilities to go out because nearly everything is closed except supermarkets or gas stations, for example. And so, yeah, we all try to stay home, stay healthy, and just to come through this, to get through this. And yeah, that's really, I never experienced anything like this before. And we have more time, but it's very, very strange, and we all hope that we can get through this as soon as possible.
How has life changed for you since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic? Life has changed perceptibly. I mean, we are experiencing a lot of restrictions here in Germany as well, like in many other countries. We cannot see our friends or family. We have to stay at home with little exceptions like doing the groceries, for example. I had to abort a trip to California at the end of March. We've just been there for like 6 days, and suddenly we had to get out of there really, really quickly. And yeah, all this isolation somehow begins to affect my soul and my personal well-being. But on the other hand, I am still very happy and thankful that it's not as bad as it is somewhere else in the world. I mean, look at Italy, New York, or even Ecuador. It's unimaginable how people have to suffer there, and I really, really feel so sorry for them.
The next question, how are you using your time? Yeah, I work at home. I spend a lot of time with my girlfriend and with our child, which are the only persons I have contact right now. And of course, there's also more time than usual, maybe, for making music. And we try to do this and work on a couple of new tracks, which leads me to the directly next question. The next question is, what music are you working on at the moment? Yeah, we finished some new tracks. We finished a couple of new tracks for hopefully new releases. And we looked and searched our hard drives and found some nice ideas. We started some time ago, but we never finished. And they were quite good, and there were quite good melodies. And so we tried to take them and bring them to the next level. Or maybe we find older tracks. And we also have 2 new releases coming up on FSOA in the near future. And yeah, this is all stuff we can work on right now.
How are you using your time? I am using my time, and this may be the one and only good thing about this COVID-19 thing, in the studio actually. Producing music, learning to play the guitar, all this stuff that helps me to get through this. And now that I'm forced to stay at home, I do not need to actually find the time for all this, which is one of the good things these days. What music are you working on at the moment? As we're a team of 2, as you may know, we share the work, of course. And I personally work on tracks to be released, sure. But I'm also working on stuff besides the typical Ron with Leeds releases. Whatever brings joy and does me good. I also started learning to play Adagio for strings on the piano, as this is one of my personal favorite classical compositions, which I've always wanted to be able to play. So that's what I'm doing right now.
The next one, any advice to fans out there during these difficult times? Yeah, maybe I'm sure you heard them a lot of times ago, but in the end it always stays the same. Stay healthy, stay safe, keep distance, stay quiet, and don't panic, because I'm really sure we will get through this. But the most important thing is not to give this virus a lot of more chances. So we just try to flatten the curve as we did before. Here in Germany, it seems to work right now. And yeah, just be there for your nearest families or for your nearest friends, and support each other and support yourselves and all those things. That's the thing, I think, which is most important right now.
My advice to fans out there would be follow the rules, don't be stupid, be part of the whole community and help to beat this freaking pandemic. Try to make the best out of it and do whatever makes you happy and helps you to get through this. And listen to good music. Music always helps, anytime.
What's the first thing you'll do when things get back to normal? Yeah, the very first thing I am going to do is to visit my niece. She's born around 4 weeks ago from now. And of course, I saw photos or videos. I talked to my sister, but I had no possibility to see her. I had no possibility to see my family, my sister, my parents. And I think this is very important, and this is the next very first thing I'm gonna do when all this time and this pandemic is over.
When things get back to normal, I will go on vacation, definitely. As I've said, I've had to abort a long-planned California trip after just a couple of days. And the last time I was on vacation before that is really long ago, so which is why I really need that. And I'm already looking forward to the point when all this will be possible again.
What's your favorite release of the last 12 months? Well, I guess this is a kind of a hard question because there were a lot and many good releases. But I think the best one in the past 12 months for me was the Grum remix and the re-release of Amsterdam by Luminary. Just because this track is one of my all-time favorites, of course. I really love it since it has been released for the very first time in 2005, I think, or 2006. I cannot really remember, but it was always a great track, and it still is today. And I like Grum's sound, and these two things blended together make a really good release. And so Amsterdam Luminary Grum remix is for me the best release of the past 12 months.
Well, actually, there have been a couple of really good releases in the last 12 months, but there have been two that got me a lot. The first one was Santa Cruz by Dimension, and the latest Miroslav Flick called Slovakian Meadows. Really nice progressive house track that kicks me back to the kind of beach feeling when I was on vacation back then for the very last time.
Which up-and-coming artists should we look out for? Also, this is a hard question because there are a lot of good ones. But I think who you should definitely check out in the next time is Cosmax. He produces more progressive stuff, not so much uplifting stuff, but more progressive. And we already had the chance to remix each other. He did one remix for us, we did for him. And he also is able to do more uplifting stuff, and so we made a release, we made a track together, and this one is coming up here on FSOA in the near future. Just keep an eye on our social media, on our social channels, and to keep up posted when we are going to release this. That's just a short hint for right now, but this is definitely a good one.
Well, there's one artist that we received a lot of promotional mailouts from, and we loved almost every production and remix from this guy. His alias is Alhina. He's mostly releasing on Addictive Sounds, and you definitely gotta watch out for him because he's really doing awesome stuff.
What music do you listen to when you're not in the studio? In my private time, I also listen to trance and progressive. It's the music we make, and it's the music I love, and it's the music I listen to as often as I can. But in the past weeks or in the past month, I discovered lo-fi for me. It's a really cool genre, which has some interesting tracks. It's very chilled and very relaxing, and it's good for coming down a bit. This is quite nice. Then I like ambient music, and which doesn't fit, absolutely doesn't fit at all to the music we make, but I really like it, is from time to time some jazz.
Actually, I'm really open-minded here. When I'm not in the studio, I'm listening to simply everything that catches me and that I like. And this goes from hard rock over classical stuff, movie themes that I really love, chill out, and even pop songs. Can you tell us a funny story from a gig? Yeah, actually, there are some, but the funniest and even stupidest story was my very first gig that I've ever had in a club. The guy before me played his last track of the set, and I wanted to mix my first one in. And I did everything, adjusted the speed, and back then we were still on vinyls, which was awesome. I love vinyls. Anyway, as this was the very first gig, I was so nervous, and the club had a huge mixer. It was a Dynacord M1 with like 8 channels. So his tune came to an end and it was my turn. So I put my headphones on and I did the perfect mixing. I was so proud. But when I put down the headphones again, it was absolutely quiet in the whole club. No music, no nothing, only questioning people staring at me from the dance floor like, what? And after a quick look on the mixer, it turned out that I've just used the wrong fader to mix my first track in. The correct fader was the very next one to the right. And yeah, that was really embarrassing, but today it's a funny story.
And the last one, uplifting or tech, prog or techno. Very short answer, uplifting or tech, uplifting, prog or techno, prog.
Well, I hope tech and techno fans don't want to kill me after that, but I'm definitely more into uplifting instead of tech, as I really like the energy and the massive melody build-ups that you can create in this genre. And as for the prog or techno question, I definitely prefer prog, because it would be absolutely stupid if I prefer techno but produce prog trance, so sorry.
Okay guys, that's it. That's our isolation interview from Round with Leeds. Stay safe, stay aware of all those things that are here right now, and we will go through this. We will see you, and bye bye.